Good afternoon, everybody. Don't mind me, I'm in my work uniform still, and it's almost 1 a.m. I just wanted to talk about something and just go through a few books that really click with me personally, and a few books that I think would really help in the discovery of things for you and help you along in your journey in finding your own path and what is it that you want to do. I also want to talk about spiritual awakening and why some people feel so alone when they actually hit a point in life where they have experienced a spiritual awakening. A spiritual awakening, everything finally comes to you. You see things almost like with shades over your eyes. Everything seems different to you. Sounds, patterns, smells, everything around you, the way you hear an animal outside, the way you dream, the way you eat, anything possibly having to do with life in itself during a spiritual awakening, and why you feel alone. The reason why you would feel alone, I suppose you could say, is that you're not seeing as others do now. You're seeing the bigger picture. You're seeing life's purpose and what it's going to bring into your life. And the fact that when you go through a spiritual awakening, it can feel really lonely to you because others aren't like you now. And it's kind of puts you in a place to where you feel like you're nothing like before. And it gives you a sense of loneliness because things that used to matter don't matter anymore. And you see the bigger picture, and the claiming of your old ways, your old thought process is gone. You just see things with a more open eye. The eye in itself is open, and you're going to see and feel and hear and just literally feel a calmness, but a distance once you hit your spiritual awakening from, the negativity doesn't matter anymore. The drama doesn't matter anymore. Hanging out with the same people that you hung out for years and don't bring positive change into your life. You're gonna feel difference towards that. Just anything that's not positive or anything that's not showing you, decluttering of your life and bringing you less nonsense and less hate, not in a form of positivity into your life. You're letting that go spiritually wise, because spiritually awakening is moving towards a positive change, but also seeing things with a bigger eye and just seeing the world for the way it's supposed to be. And the signs are going to come to you like boom, 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 boom. It can come to you slowly. It can come to you very quickly. And it just comes into a form where everything's just going to be different completely. Our bodies go through a change every 7 years. Our bodies go for a higher end of more positivity in most people. And for the ones that don't, that's where you need to break the pattern of, not having something working in your favor for you. You have to do that change for you if you want to grow and experience and challenge yourself. You can't lead the way. You can't open new doors with old ways of thinking. And that is a very positive way of thinking. Make a goal board, make a journal, make a sleep journal, make a journal period, and try to carry it around with you. And when you start noticing the signs around you and you start noticing that you've broken old patterns and you're starting to see things of mental growth, physical growth, write it all down, and you're going to realize that pattern is because of your spiritual awakening. You're letting the past go and moving forward. So that's just one of the things that I forgot to mention yesterday. And I'm going to show you a few books that I really, really love. I always talk about grounding your spirit, your energy to the earth and the patterns, you know, of nature. And this is one really good book. I haven't read it yet, but I know it's going to be wonderful because I'm very connected to it. It's a very, it's like a tapping into something that it's just going to make sense to you. And it's called The Earth's Path, Grounding Your Spirit into the Rhymes of Nature. Starhawk. Author is The Spiral Dance. So that's one. And I'm going to be reading this tomorrow. I'm actually not even going to bed tonight. I am going to be taking Caleb to his heart doctor's appointment at 7 a.m. And I found this book the other day, and I'm a Capricorn, so I'm very connected to the earth, and I'm very connected to certain colors, and I'm very, you know, it's odd that a cardinal always comes to my backyard, and cardinal is actually my sign, the cardinal in itself. And they have these books, self-care for your astral sign, and whatever sign you are, go get this book if you can. It's $13. If you can't get it, just go on the internet or wherever which way you can, you know, get yourself educated on your astral sign, because once you actually study up on your astral sign, you're going to know more about yourself that you didn't know before. And these are just little self-care books. Everybody, you know, just always educate yourself. Even if you think you know enough, there's always room for more knowledge. It's the best way to keep things, the energy flowing. You want to always have that energy flowing, the feng shui of just keep moving, keep going. Energy is best served when it's always moving. You don't want stagnant buildup. Now, I'm sorry, and this book is by Constant Stellas, and it's the little book of self-care for Capricorn, simple ways to refresh and restore according to the stars. And it's a very, I really fell in love with this book the moment I picked it up. Now this book, I felt such complete closure to such details in my life that I thought, well, gee, what does that really have to do with me? But everything makes sense. Moon Power by Lori Reed. And this is probably by far one of the best books I've ever come across. Just touched by energy, felt, and read. And if you read this, it has every astral sign in there. Moon cycles, you just name it, it's in here. You just have everything next to childbirth, to fertility, just natural rhythm, just God, powers of the moon and what they mean, what moon cycle were you born in, and what it says about you. Just, I could go on and on and on and on and on, and it just, you'd be so surprised once you read this book what you can find out about yourself. And here is another one. I was speaking about chakra meditation the other day, and this book is really good because it also comes with a DVD. And there are a lot of people out there, reading sometimes confuses them, but when seeing it, visual, seeing, and hearing are three different ways of learning. And I like on all aspects to see, hear, and feel what I'm doing. And it comes with a DVD, and it's really amazing. It's called Chakra Meditation, Transformation Through the Seven Energy Centers of the Body. It's by Lane Redmond, and the video is full of good stuff. The DVD, full yoga breathing, eye lock, breath of fire, the alternative nostril breathing, fixed gazing at one point, purification of the chakras and meditation. This is really good because meditation for some people is very challenging, because you have to learn to focus the eyes in one place. I just tell people if they can't really do that, try it for 20 seconds to a minute a day. It really works and it really helps. It has so many possibilities of positive changes within your body. They actually are practicing meditation in schools now instead of detention, which I really think really works out really well for kids that are angry and they need a form of showing of calmness within themselves. So they're not, it really helps with the violence, and it really breaks it down some for some children. And this is another book that if you can get your hands on, grab it. And then this is the one I really wanted to show you because this talks about so many amazing things. I've actually mentioned a few of these things from this book, Discover Your Psychic Type by Sherry Dillard. And it has so many wonderful, things that it talks about psychic protection. It talks about Edgar Cayce, one of the most amazing, profound psychics out there. The body of a spiritual intuitive and what the causes can be, psychic gifts. The physical intuitive, it gives you all sorts of things that goes on with the body with each type of gift. And this is a really, really good book. I think a lot of you guys and ladies will connect with this book on that level for that many reasons. And then there's this book. It kind of looks spooky, I know, but it gives you some tales in here that are actually true, pictures of spiritual contact, a lot of different kind of hauntings and what they are and what they mean and what they do. And I think that's a really good book too. You could pick up paranormal books anywhere. It doesn't have to be that very one. You can literally find out anything about paranormal activity anywhere online. It's just finding a good source that makes sense to you. So those are the books that I wanted to show you. Those are my favorite by top of the list favorite. I have so many other books. Most of them are, like I said, I'm a practicing Wiccan. I've been that way since I was a little girl, childlike. It's not just working with crystals and candles and stones and the moon and the sun. It's working with, gods and goddesses. It's working, you're learning about protective circles. You're learning about just everything you could possibly learn about it. A lot of people are intimidated by that. Don't be. I'm just like you or anybody else. I believe in many, 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 many different things. And what I practice or what I believe in should not interfere with the work I do and be looked at in a different way because I am Wiccan. I have a book of shadows. I have a herbal book of shadows. I have a numerous amount of things. I'm also starting my Wiccan channel soon, in doing that as well. But I mean, it's not anything to be afraid of. People are always demonized for stuff like that when they're talked about stuff like that. But I'm just like you or anybody else, and I think that that's important for people to know, because people like us are always feared on the highest venues, and it shouldn't be about that. It should be, if you're a good person, that's all that matters. And nobody should just judge you on anything, period, because nobody has that right. And sadly, a lot of people are just for the smallest things. So, but that is the book list. I wanted to speak on the spiritual awakening, the crystals, also the crystals that I buy. I buy them from a place called Energy Muse because they're from an actual crystal dealer, and they're authentic, and they, they're just authentic in general. You're not getting fake crystals. My rose quartz, I buy in bulk, in chunks, because I place them through my house, and it helps with the energy that's stagnant, like through the winter time. Energy builds up, frustrations build up. You can't really get outside as much as you want to because of the cold or the weather. And it helps dissipate the anger or the frustrations, or just that stagnant energy where you want to just get up and go, but you can't because the weather's really nasty outside. So those are really good to have just all through the house. They can, a lot of them can run a little bit expensive, but I paid for a chunk like this, as big as this is. No. I'm going to put it in front of my face so you can see how big it is. And I don't know if you guys can see, my face is blocked out. And this was $49. And the other piece was $49. So, and this one, this epiphyllite, this was $43. But it's well worth the price. Do you have to get these? No, you don't. No, you don't. Because I have a table upstairs that's filled with crystals. I'm going to put that video in here before I close down, and I'm going to add that video of my crystal table. And I have a table just filled with hundreds of crystals that are just together in harmony and just sitting there together. So this is the end of my crystal videos, my book video and spiritual awakening. I will be getting a more detailed on this one for you. This one is really special. It looks really funny shaped. It's an oval shape, but this stone is a very magical stone. And this right here is a very old energy, and this is another one that balances your whole entire alignment. This one piece right here, clear quartz, does that. Just wow, you have so many connections with pieces, and I don't think people realize it. When you get a crystal or stone, you want to cleanse it first and then hold it and repeat 11 times what you want that stone to be for you, intended for. So you can just go up to your crystal table or your crystal cabinet and you can grab the piece that you're going to be working with for a special intention. So that's a really good thing to do, and try to become a practice with you, like a clearing ritual for you. Okay, everybody, so that's the end of this video. I'm going to be doing Loving My Babies spirit session in a minute, and then I will be done till next Saturday. I'm going to do my live video for everybody again and say hello, and just so others don't get left out of readings that take so long for me to get completed. I think this is going to be a really good way for everybody to hear from their loved ones and their own special memory of what it could mean for them. So this is the Good Witch, and I hope everybody has a wonderful night.